Happy Friday. We finally made it to the end of the work week, heading into a very warm weekend. Highs will be in the 60s and 70s, very low rain chances, but we'll likely have more clouds at times. Today, we kick things off with low clouds. Those are going to gradually break apart and spread out, and then we'll have some more clouds moving in the afternoon, evening, but still going to be a nice day. In fact, today's going to be one of the coolest days of the next 7. Looking ahead to next week, showers and slightly cooler starting Tuesday and into Wednesday, and it's all because of this low that's going to spin over the eastern Pacific over the next couple of days. Eventually, it's going to rotate some moisture up toward western Washington. But taking you through the Futurecast, this is today. We have high pressure that's going to keep all of this moisture more so to the west, and then you see how this low starts to spin. This is Saturday, more clouds in place, maybe a sprinkle closer to the coast, and then the bulk of that moisture continues to stay offshore. That low stays offshore, but watch what happens as we head into the early half of next week. That low, once again, will rotate showers over the west coast, so the wettest days for now, Tuesday and Wednesday, and even then doesn't appear to be quite impactful. Definitely not like last week's system that brought us that wild weather for a couple of days. To break your 7-day forecast down, this is for the Seattle area. High near 57 today, close to normal for this time of year. Saturday, partly sunny, mostly sunny for some of you after we get rid of some clouds. We'll likely wake up to mostly cloudy skies, but by the afternoon, mid and upper 60s, the best chance for everyone to reach the upper 60s, potentially lower 70s, are typical warmest spots, not up in the islands as well. Still going to be warm there, but the warmest day for everyone likely on Sunday. Then we get into Monday, likely still going to be one of the warmest days, but we'll get the return of onshore winds, more clouds, all thanks to that low starting to send moisture up our way. But you see the temperature drop is not going to be extreme. In fact, close to where we should be once again. And then next weekend, we start to warm things up again. Let's talk about today, though. We had some morning showers because of this lingering convergence zone, but now we're seeing those clouds break apart and then thin out, and we have some blue sky waiting for us. Although filtered sunshine, some high clouds in the mix. It also looks a little hazy out there, but around Washington, nice and beautiful. Atop Paradise, however, you see more clouds in place, but once again, that will mix out and scatter out the clouds. For highs today, mid and upper 50s, closer to the coast, low and mid 50s. The islands close to the water, low and mid 50s. Eastern Washington, upper 50s to mid 60s. If you're headed to T-Mobile Park this evening, maybe a jacket. Temperatures will be in the 50s. Again, we'll have mostly cloudy skies. First pitch at 6:40. Then we go through overnight and into our Saturday morning. Temperatures in the mid and upper 30s, so definitely not going to be as cold, though our typical spots, so South Sound, Hood Canal, the southwest interior, and the Chehalis Valley, maybe a little bit of frost, but not going to be a widespread issue. In fact, tomorrow morning is going to be the coldest going forward, not as cold as the last couple of mornings. Then we get into Saturday, mid and upper 60s. Now, there is a good chance for some spots, especially our typical warm spots to the south, the Cascade foothills and valleys, you may top out near 70, depending on how thick the clouds will be. There are some uncertainties just how close this low gets, and then an associated front. Will it make it this far east? It doesn't look likely. But lots going on this weekend, not just the Mariners. We also have the Sounders at home in regular season, and then we have the Spring Fair in Puyallup, a high near 68. The Beer Run at 11 a.m. in Capitol Hill, near 60 for the high for the day. Tacoma, the Hawaiian Fest, 67 if you're headed out to the coast for the crab races in Crab Feed. In Westport, 57 degrees. Now let's get to Sunday. You see how everyone is at least in the 60s, even the islands, upper 60s to lower 70s. Eastern Washington into the mid-70s. We continue the tour into Monday. Some spots, again, we'll get that return of onshore winds. It will be gradual, and this is just one model showing that potential for mid and upper 60s to low and mid 70s. Meanwhile, Eastern Washington perhaps in the mid and upper 70s. So we're warm area-wide from the coast all the way into the eastern side of the state and up in the Cascades. So let's talk about the Futurecast. Here's later this morning into the afternoon. Again, those clouds begin to break up, and then we have a push of more clouds, some thicker clouds. High clouds begin to stream in, and then Saturday morning, a good bit of you waking up to cloud cover, but then those will begin to clear, but we'll still likely have at least partly cloudy skies into the afternoon, evening, and then Sunday morning, more clouds in place. You see that precipitation staying mainly offshore. Sunday night, more clouds. So to wrap it all up, again, the best chance for rain will come on Tuesday and Wednesday. Now, there's still that chance we get a couple of showers over the weekend, some sprinkles. The best chance for that seems to be west of Puget Sound, the Olympic Peninsula, as well as the coast. But that's not to say we won't get a shower, but most of us are going to stay totally dry. And same for Monday, but more clouds in place. And then Tuesday and Wednesday, that's when we'll have the greatest shot for those showers. And then temperatures come down into the 50s to about 60 Wednesday. Thursday, rain chances will start to come to an end, and it's still going to be mild. In fact, near normal. Our average high this time of year is about 60. Then we head into the end of the month, and models are continuing to show temperatures above normal in the upper 60s to about 70 degrees. Even though our temperatures will come down, we're expecting them to go back up as well. Remember, you can always find the latest forecast on king5.com, King 5 Plus, and our free King 5 app, as well as our YouTube page. You can find a deeper dive into the forecast from all of our meteorologists on the King 5 weather team. Enjoy your weekend, and hopefully you can get out and enjoy the sunshine.